So I was doom scrolling on the Instagrams like you do when I was served this post from Ramon. And as you can see, my boy turned some birds into some absolute sick as chip character designs. Like, not even on some free behaviors, they be looking mad cute. Oh, and I guess the humans are cool too. Okay, but seriously, Ramon did a crazy good job capturing like the actual faces of the birds. Like, it for real looks like the birds are actually making those faces, you know what I'm saying? Now, you see, Ramon is like a septillion times better than me as like a character designer, so put your expectations to the grave. So with that disclaimer out the way, let's turn some cool exotic animals into some baddies. Okay, so the first thing to do is run a quick Google search and...
Oh Lord.
Or you can also use Pinterest, but... Very succulent lips. Alrighty, here's the first bird I picked out, giving me some real royalty vibes. Okay, ready for a jump scare though? Boom! Dude, this MF got some long legs. They got the whole model walk going on thing too. She a baddie, she knows she a 10. Anyways, it got some pretty cool features like the black spikes and like a strong pop of orange, so I'm pretty excited to see how I can use them. Frankly though, I got no clue how I'm gonna use them right now. I'm literally only focusing on getting the face right. Sticking with the whole royalty vibes, I'm gonna give her some fancy jewelry. Then I'm gonna add some spikes in the pigtail buns to represent those black spiky spikes on the bird. Okay, then I was struggling to envision how I was gonna use the orange without like just turning her skin orange and turning her into an Oompa Loompa. But I noticed that her forehead was looking quite large. And because of that, I actually had the genius idea to put a crown on her. So the crown's gonna be orange, it fits the real royalty vibes, and it literally is like a band running across the face, like on the actual secretary bird. Oh, that's what it's called, secretary bird. And its scientific name is Sagittarius serpentarius. No, I'm not kidding. So, all you astrology people, this is your bird. Go crazy. Okay, so I was like liking the braids, I really was, but it was low-key looking a lot like Katara's hair loopies from season 3 of Avatar. So I straightened them down, but also made them like have larger splits between the actual strands, so they're more like black split feathers on the actual bird. And as you can see, I'm now giving her some clothing. YouTube, don't demonetize me. It's just bird tatas, technically, so don't make it weird. I added the black highlights early on because that was a design choice I was pretty confident in while I was doing the sketch. And yeah, also can confirm, fire. Also, side piece, as a male, like, I'm struggling to find the right words for all these hairstyles and shit. Like, hair loopies, pigtail buns, black highlights. Is it even a highlight if it's black? These are the questions I need answers to, people. Help! When I'm rendering for character design, I'm always constantly asking myself how I can make everything harmonious. Like, there's a ton of different elements in design, and I'm constantly thinking about how I can implement them without overcomplicating things. Like, while I was doing the crown, I could have just made like the entire thing orange, but instead I added like the steel black plate to add interest to the crown while also following the color palette of white, black, and orange. For the earrings too, I could have literally just made her orange, but instead I added to add a little bit of yellow that was hiding in the bird's beak and like sort of mesh that into the piece. So those are just some of the ways I go about thinking about character design. Anyways, after giving her some skin cancer freckles, boom, I think we can call it done. Okay, I lied. I would just want to add some quick like canopy lighting. Komorebi, oh my god, or komorebi as the Japanese like to call it. So as you can see, all I did was just add a shadow on a multiply layer, and then I took a round brush to erase some circles. Then I just added a little bit of Gaussian blur and motion blur, and pow! Instant lighting. Nice! Alrighty now, 1/3 done, and she looking like a schnack. Okay, next bird. We got this little fellers. He got this like stun-luck look, like, the frick? Are you stupido? So we're just gonna try and capture that expression. Okay, for this one, I'm gonna have a little bit more fun with it, okay? We're gonna try and make the expression hella funky and just go with the flow. Yo, right now, this guy kind of looks like Commander Pixis from AOT, not gonna lie. Fade? Scruff? Fade. Scruff. Okay, scruff it is. Okay, following the white theme, I'm just gonna give him some white hair and black tips. The opposite of frosted tips. Darkened tips. What the? For the jacket pattern, I take this camo brush and just slap it across the top of the jacket. Okay, same brush, just made it like 10 times smaller for the bottom bit, and it's quick and easy scenes. Okay, right now he's looking a little too ghastly, like he's supposed to be shocked, stunned, not a hollow white pasty man. Hopefully by adding his eyebrows and eyes in, he'll start to look a little better. So for the eye, I just added a simple gradient for the eyeball and also for the pupil itself. Okay, a little less ghastly. Oh, and add some blood underneath the skin by adding some orange into the lines, and okay, he went from White Walker to like average 15-year-old Japanese gangster. That was a Tokyo Revengers reference, I promise it makes sense. For the hair, I'm giving him the 3 stripes Adidas lineup. And to add some definition and extra spice, I'm just adding hard straight lines into the hair. Plus, it gives like a nice, really spiky feeling that I'm going for. And I think that's one thing a lot of young artists can learn to do, is just use the hard lines when necessary. I feel like, well, I know I did especially. A lot of times, artists will stay away from using hard lines during their rendering process because they want everything to blend really nicely and to try and give the characters some depth by creating really smooth gradients. But, big but, when you're actually painting stylized, you can get away with having like a lot of lines and stuff. And actually, a lot of the time, the hard line actually fits better in the piece. Anyways, the dude was low-key looking like a predator, so I thought I'd give him some facial hair, and hopefully that will mature him up and he'll become less predatory, but yeah, you can be the judge if it worked. Okay, and boom, second bird turned man. Not as thirst trappy, but like more just like a goofy looking expression, but it was pretty fun to do. On to the final bird. Alright, here it is. He do be looking like a mean boy, but I think he got a pretty good idea for him cooking in my head. Okay, one thing I want you to notice is just how messed up the poor guy's proportions are right now. Like, I'm here to say you aren't always going to nail the proportions first try every single time. And sometimes you just got to keep adjusting and adjusting till everything starts looking where they should be. Like the nose we started with in this painting be looking like a snapping turtle's snout. But it's going to get it fixed eventually. And here I'm just adjusting his eyes because I need to capture the fierceness from the bird reference. Look at all that eye contact. Very attractive. Alright, so look. Where we started, where we ended. Started, ended, nice. Okay, for this painting, we're going to make the background a little different. The first bird was like in a forest to green area, so for this one, I don't want to have 2 forest backgrounds. So I'm going to take him to the Arctic, baby. Gray, snow, and frosted flakes. And by frosted flakes, I mean snow. To get that I can murder you look, I'm giving him a deep eye sockets. And then I'm just going to blend it through. Okay, the green eyes, light hair, plus the cold blue background, red lighting, looking pretty scrumptious. Like, the colors are just coloring. Can you believe it? These bluish gray bits are actually coming from like the ambient lights of the background. And since the guy has brown skin, his skin will actually reflect this type of light more prominently than white skin tones. And when you try to do this like incorrectly with white people, their skin just ends up looking way too reflective. So just keep that in the noggin. For the hair, he got like the 2020 F-boy middle part. So I'm just adding lines coming from the middle and out. When I was sketching him, I was kind of debating how I would capture this like bird's crazy fro. But like in the end, I just decided for this middle part because it captures the outwardness of the hair strands, but instead of going out and up, it goes out and down. Like there's no way if I made his hair go outwards that he doesn't end up looking goofy. Okay, then I added the scar over the line art. Like, we like battle-worn men here. Here for the fur part of the coat, I had no clue what I was doing, so I just added a bunch of lines following a feathery form, whatever that means. And I prayed for the best. And you know what? Not the best fur, but it still looks pretty cool in my books. Okay, now I'm just giving him his gold chain to certify his drip status. And of course, got to add the hot chest hair. Smash. And boom! After adding some snow in front of his face, we got the final painting. Ho 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 ho, look at that. Is this not what you wanted? I mean, just look at these. These all turned out pretty good. Y'all need to try this out, like it's been some good fun. Alright, which one do you think is the best though? Let me know in the comments. Like, come on, it's definitely between these two, but I think the girl just barely edges out the #1 victory royale for me. Alrighty folks, that's all she wrote for me on this video. If you liked and made it all the way here, go tap that subscribe button, or you could watch this video on screen here. See ya later. Bye bye!